are now coming to one of my favorite things, which is art solutions. But it's the original thing where we're going to be starting with this whole energy and art thing. So if you could put down your manuals and prepare for your guided tour. Come to me. Get out of the bus.
With headsets?
Yeah, you can. We're going inside this gallery. So we're going to do this as best we can. There's quite a few of us on this tour bus. And we're going to just start here, which is one of my very latest paintings. This is an end to the starving artist. I didn't realize this, but I got a lot of paint given to me by the universe. And I realized that I've been so careful with just tiny little bits of paint, because paint's so expensive. I bought tiny little bits of paint, and then only little bits. Oh no, it mustn't run out, and had loads, and that's the worst thing, it mustn't run out, right? Mm-hmm. So I had hundreds of pots of tiny little bits of paint left in the back. And I realized that I was completely being the starving artist, right? In every way possible. So I got all the little pots of paint, and said, okay, this is my intention for this painting. It is going to be called An End to the Starving Artist. And I'm going to let my energy mind choose exactly, without frontier, where it wants to put what color. Ready, steady, go. And this is, in fact, the same thing you were doing earlier with the energy dancing. The movement that's needed to make the energy flow improve. Only in this case, the hand that was making the movement had a paintbrush in it. And it is really as simple as that. So would you like to try your very first art solutions exercise just briefly? Right, say to yourself, say in your mind, give me a simple symbol that will bring me wealth. And just see what your hand does when you let it do what it wants to do. Right. Now repeat that movement enough so that you get an idea of the shape of it, and you could draw it on a piece of paper if you have to. There we go. Everybody's got a symbol? Yes. Simple as that. Can you just pan to the audience and let them do their symbols briefly? Right, and if you were to trail that with a light pen, you would be able to now see the symbols drawn that these people are drawing. Very good. Now everybody's drawing a different symbol because everybody is an individual. But what you can now do is you can take that symbol, write it on a piece of paper, and work with that and make that the symbol for your wealth creation practice, if you have one. You can also bless people with it. Would you like to bless me with wealth while you're there? With your symbol? Oh, that's lovely. Oh, thank you. Whoa! Thank you. Oh, that was awesome. That's a blessing, isn't it? Gee, my head is just like really like, oh God, look at my arms. You see that? When you did that, that was really something. Thank you. Okay, so was that hard? Was that difficult?
No.
No. This is the crazy thing again, isn't it? People have been painting the problem for years, decades, millennia. What's the problem? Oh, I'm feeling so terrible. Give me the paint. Or the canvas. Right, here's my paint. Here's my pain and suffering. Now you give me 500 quid and hang it on your wall. That's all very well, but with this one here, I just went, just do your thing. And my mobs did their thing, both-handed with the paints. And so this is An End to the Starving Artist. Love that painting. And what I'd like you two guys to do is, especially if you don't know anything about art, where do you feel that in your body? Show me with your hands. Just let the energy come in. And if you have a shield, make a little hole and let a little bit of the energy come in so you can feel it. So, and then when you're feeling that, just emotrance it through. Day 3, in, through and out. Allow that painting's energy to give you information, nutrition, things you never knew before. How does that feel?
Great.
Right, and this is how you appreciate art. how you understand art, and how you deal with an art gallery. Not by waffling on about the texture, and the structure, and the composition, and the brush lengths, and the brush strokes, and all that bullshit. Art is not this sort of art. Paintings, abstract paintings, that's how you read them. You stand in front of them, you say, where do I feel this in my body? Show me with your hands, in, through, and out, and as this thing goes through you, you'll understand a little bit more about the painting. Right?
Actually, I find, is it okay
Yeah,
to
go
say?
on, go.
I find now that there's pictures emerging from that I didn't see before.
Right. Because it's just going in, through, and out, and you're no longer judging it on the colors or on the shapes or anything like that. And this confusion ends of how you're supposed to go at a work of art. What I'm supposed to do? Yeah, well, you're supposed to sense it. Pure sixth sense. That's what art is for. Whether it's music or whether it's dance, whether it's sculpture, every form of art is supposed to go in through the sixth sense. Poetry as well. So instead of going, well, we have to analyze it and there's an NLP pattern in there. Don't, just listen to it, in, through, and out. That's how you're supposed to process art. That is how it changes you, that is how it enriches you, and this is how the artist is giving you their gift. Simple, isn't it? Easy, obvious, logical. Fantastic. So, let's go and have a little walk around. And we'll go this way, I think. If I can go to the front of the room. Right, so this painting here is possibly my breakthrough painting on the topic of art solutions. This is my answer to the child abuse problem. That's the last time I had therapy for it. Yellowish, orange. When you get it just right, it goes like a bolt of lightning through you. We call that the click. When you get it exactly right, you get this rush of energy, and that we call the click. So each one of these has been clicked, one at a time. A lot of those colors are actually painted on the canvas or mixed on the canvas to get the click. A little bit more white, a little bit more red. That's it. What this does is makes this piece of art completely incontrovertible. If anybody comes up to me and says, that's a piece of shit, my 3-year-old could do better than that, which they do, I say, yeah, I'm sure your 3-year-old could do something. That would be awesome. But that one is mine. I was given those movements. They came through me. I've got feedback on every one of those pieces. This is exactly what happened. It stands. Can't do any other. If you really don't like it, there's a canvas, there's a pen, there's a brush. Please paint your own. Which makes it, because I can't do anything about it. This is what happened. Right? Very important, it's the solution. I never wanted to paint my pain and inflict them on other people. This has nothing to do with me not wanting to show my pain to other people. But why should I inflict it on other people? They've suffered enough, right? I'm not passing this on. I'm passing on my solution. And in passing on my solution, I'm not saying to you guys that's your solution, but what I'm saying is that you can find a solution. I found a solution. That's it. And that changed my life in 2002. It comes straight out of emo trance and it comes straight out of energy dancing. It's of course the next step, isn't it? As you're making these movements, it's obvious that you're actually just need to give the mark a pen to hold. And we're going on with that. So I made shitloads of those because I had shitloads of problems. 1,000 problems in the energy system, as we all do. So I've got hundreds of them, to the point that both my sons and all my friends and relatives went, for the love of God, Sylvia, please, stop. And Alex said he wanted me to start painting something so you know what it is. So he said, so I painted for him the first symbol hybrid, a yellow duck, which is essentially a shape of a duck on a pond, and then the rest of it is which is to go studying at university for 500 years first. If anybody does, just slap them or send them to me. Thank you. So here I had a vision that involved a Project Sanctuary thing, a big Project Sanctuary threshold thing that involved an emerald snake. And I wanted to have a memory of it. So this is it. This is my emerald snake. It's a nice thing, isn't it? And it's actually got a poem on the back.
Please may I see the snake? Ah.
It's got a poem on the back. It says, reality springs into being entirely innocent, like a newborn child, wide-eyed in wonder at the world today. So, you know, do you honestly think if I didn't do stuff like that, we would even have immortals? No, of course not. We wouldn't have positive EFT, we wouldn't have energy EFT. And there's so many patterns out there that you don't even know that they were created by me. You know, you think that somebody else has created them, but they didn't, they got them from me. There's so many books out there on all sorts of topics, patterns that were created by me. And I create these patterns, and I am creative because I do creative things. So if you want to create EFT patterns, or you want to create new things for your work in the heart, or new banking patterns, you need to get creative. It's really simple. So here are a few more. This one I've got at the moment this is the Wonderbird. Zaubervogel, actually. Comes from a sort of vision thing I had about a magic bird who sang the world into being at the beginning of creation. And if you are very careful, you can still hear its song today. In everything, in every rustling of every tree, in every brushing of every river. And you can hear it in the breath of your lover as you sleep. Words to that effect, something like that. So I've got this one as my Facebook picture for my Starfields page, so I kind of like that. We've got a few. This one's fun. This is Healing Hands. And the reason, why do you think there's 3 hands there?
So you know there's an extra person?
No. Just to remind you that it's not your flesh hands that are doing the healing. And that you're not restricted to just 2 hands of energy. As you have your 2 hands on the guy's shoulders, the 3rd hand can go and do something else. Or it can turn into a wing that strokes somewhere along the line. Energy hands, you know, they don't have to be hand-shaped either. It's just a little reminder. So hang up in your room where you do your hands-on healing. This picture, I would like to just say, this is the golden horse. It goes with the fairy tale in the book. I love that, I really do. And so did the Taiwanese magazine that decided to steal it from me and use this image to wish all their readers a happy Chinese year of the horse.
What's it called?
The golden horse. I think that's remarkable, really. If you think about it, how many pictures called the golden horse are on the internet. They chose to steal mine. I kid you not, I am seriously honored. Isn't that an honor? And it's a Taiwanese magazine. It's not an English one or a German one or anything like that. Which tells me that energy work crosses cultural barriers and boundaries. Essentially, we are human, you know? And when we get back to human stuff, like sixth sense stuff, we can communicate with people that are not from our culture because our experiences are the same. I'm having fun with this.
Me too.
Got some more. This one's quite cool. I thought I was going to die, so I thought I'll paint my tree of life. This is my tree of my tree of life. Not the tree of life. It's my tree of life. Oh, you really are hilarious. I love the way you creep about. This is absolutely hilarious. It's wonderful. Oh, God.
Try not to. No, you're fine.
It's a single unbroken line from top to bottom. And if you take LSD, this sort of thing comes out from the canvas and starts sort of moving around in the room. Because I do think they want to be not so flat, they really want to be more three-dimensional. They want to be more three-dimensional. Do something like that when you get home. No, it's not hard, is it? You can see how easy that is. Just get yourself a piece of paper or big canvas, pen, let your marks do their job, and learn that, interact with that. It's just fascinating. Also, and I really do have to say that, it's just, you see that one there? That one is called Meditations on Black, Red and Gold. Anybody knows what that would be, black, red and gold? German flag, correct. The German flag. I'm a German expatriate. I ran away from Germany when I was 18. Hopped in the car and drove as fast as I could. So that was, give me something to start healing my problems with Germany. Meditations in black, red and gold. I think that's a lovely painting. It's very soft. And why the reason I'm pointing that out is because as I was doing this, imagine this is you doing your own version of this. To make that painting from start to finish takes possibly about a week. And you're working with that problem system energetically, seeking solutions, seeking pathways to bring it back into harmony that whole time. Imagine you tapped for a week. How much energy you would be shifting. Don't think that this is a game. It's not a game. You'll never have a meditation as intense and powerful as making one of these, because it just brings everything into... Imagine how much I can think in a week. How much you can think in a week. It's a real amazing thing for deep level change and what have you. Okay, and so we'll just go and do the art stone quickly. So these are all this year's, and these were all done in about 3 days. I kid you not. After I'd done the End to the Starving Artist, it just went berserk. And this one here was the very first one. I had a lot of green paint, I still do, there was a lot. So for the first time in my life, I actually slopped a lot of paint on a canvas instead of carefully dabbing it on with a pipette. And this was on there, this green was on there, and the yellow was on there. I just so wanted to put the glitter on it, and as I threw the glitter on it, I heard the voice, and it said, "Love falls where it will."
That's my favorite picture. I love that.
Yeah, love falls where it will. We put so much stuff on what we should love, and what we shouldn't love, and who we should love and who we shouldn't love. But love falls where it will. And I think that's a wonderful thing, to embrace and to really know about. So as this was sort of finished, the next one immediately jumped to mind. And it was really immediately afterwards, and that was this one. And this one here is called Love Will Find a Way. And I just love that. Love will find a way. I believe that too. That if you come from a place of love, you will find your way. So then from there we went to these guys. I think this one was next. Only love will remain. Each time it was like, you need to do that sort of paint and next, and I was doing it, and at some point as I was doing it, the title would come. That one is Only Love Will Remain, which is kind of sort of heavy, and now we're lightening up. This one here was next. And the final one in this particular, now nearly the final one, this one here, this is my favorite. Love's Treasures. It's a shame we haven't got slightly better light, but it's really sparkly. And when you have these on the wall in the sunshine, somewhere where the sun shines, they really draw your attention, and you get this little moment of, oh, yes, I remember, I'm an energist. It's not all about, bills and taxes and stuff like that. I love this. This is my favourite art. That's your favourite. And this one here, bizarrely, was Love and Logic. I really struggled to do it like that. I was like, I can't just do that, squares. But that's what it wanted to be, so, you have to just go with it. But it sparkles nicely too. Then the final one, and that was really quite funny, that really made me think of Sandra. I have never painted a pink painting before. But it was, what have we here? Love is light. Light as in, light as in light, lightweight.
Should we have Sandra beside that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, where are
I'd
you?
like a picture of you beside that.
That'd be so nice, so nice, yes. And you're not wearing the same colours. Wow. I love that. I feel like crying just looking at both of you. Oh.
Yeah, I feel like crying often when I look at me too. Okay.
Yeah.
Righty-ho. Love is light.
Thank you.
I've got some other little ones that sort of emerged during that process of doing it. So what we have here is like really a creative thing going mad, right? But it only took 3 days, so don't be afraid. There's no insanity in this creative process. There's only delight and joy. The insanity came from the old ideas that people had that you need to suffer or that you need to beat yourself up or that only pain makes a picture worth looking at. And it's not true. It really isn't. So I'm hoping that I'm eradicating this as we're going around. So that finally brings us to the cupcakes. Cupcakes. Alex, you must take a picture of the cupcakes. And do pay attention to this because this is important. I want you to, first of all, have a look at the cupcakes, but then also look at the money behind them. No, seriously. I wanted to make a connection. I want to start selling art, and I have never sold art. It's not probably because people wouldn't have bought it if I'd let them, but I haven't let them. So I made these as a stepstone, a breakthrough project, made this ritual that we did earlier this morning, and people have given me money for some of them, and that money is there. So would you people just like to use this opportunity to make that connection between creativity and money for yourselves? And doing that trance thing here, using my example here that I've set up for you, this is real money. I got real money for the little pictures. Real cash. That's not money. Yeah, like that, coin. Real hard coins. I got that for that. And that's a fair trade. Right the sort of money for the object, for the time spent. It's right. I'm happy. I'm really happy with it. And the people who bought them, are you guys happy too?
Yes.
Yes? Don't think you were ripped off?
No.
No? You're going home happy? Yeah? I'm going to go home really, really happy and grateful to you guys. So it's kind of, that's something, if that needs healing in you as well, take this opportunity. This is going to be here as we're going into the lunch break for a little while longer. So just do it. Make that connection between yourself, between art, money, reality, that it's no longer broken apart. Really an end to the starving artist. And that also encompasses an end to the wonderful healer who is getting peanuts for what they're doing to people and how they're helping them in life. An end to the starving healer. An end to the starving workshop leader who's giving their heart and soul for 150 quid for a 3-day training. Where's the justice in that? Where's the truth in that? Let's end that. Wherever you are, whatever it is that you're doing, let's just end that so that it becomes right, so that the money and the energy is right and everybody walks away happy. Can we want to do that? Yes. Yes, is that in action as we speak? I let you know post-hypnotic suggestions sail through the shields and embed themselves deeply. Good, 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 good. That's what I wanted to hear. So that's my little trip through Art Solutions. And we can end up then there with that painting there. That's my personal symbol for magic. So I thank you very much for your attention and your interest. Thank you guys.